Hello, good evening. My name is Inhio Kumaradibi, and this evening I would like to talk about a movement known as Transformational Empowerment Network. Now, Transformational Empowerment Network is actually a non-governmental, non-political, non-profit, non-religious organization that was created to help Nigerian youths discover their God-given potentials and maximize it to the fullest. We intend to create an environment that enables Nigerian youths to acquire and to know who they are and to expound on what they have in inside of them so they can be leaders in the seven spheres of influence in the Nigerian society. Now, it is not news that the Nigerian youths are going through a high level of neglect and abandonment at the hands of everybody from every sector of Nigeria, from everywhere. Nobody really cares too much about the youth. Nobody cares about what they go through, whether they are well groomed, whether they are well trained, whether they are living their best lives. As a matter of fact, the environment we find ourselves in Nigeria is such that you don't become what you're supposed to become because of how God has made you or what you have inside of you. You actually choose what you think is sellable, that can feed you. There are so many people in Nigeria who are into comedy industry today, not because they have the skills and talent, but because they intend to feed. They want to find money to feed themselves. They want to see an opportunity to live a good life, so they jump into what they were not called for. That's why most times you see that some people jump into music, into comedy, and so many things, and then with time they encounter a blockade. Like their creativity becomes blockaded. They can't move forward. They end up leaving that and running to another franchise because it's not where God has put them. But when the man operates in his field of purpose and destiny, everything is smooth. He runs freely for them. And then the thing is this: when a man discovers himself and works on his full potential, develops capacity in his place of calling, his place of purpose, his place of his place of grace, the person becomes empowered. Because when you do what you like, what you're passionate about, definitely money will come out of it because you're offering value. Because when you offer value, you get money for your value. Now, when you give value and you get money for your value, that means you're not dependent on anybody. That means you have become empowered. So that's one thing people don't understand about empowerment. People think that empowerment is really just about giving people money and then telling them to go and start a business. No, empowerment goes beyond that. Empowerment starts from, first of all, making up your mind that you can succeed. And not only can you succeed, but you can succeed in the place of your calling. And then number two is to discover yourself. What are you made for? What can you do? What is the potential that God has put inside of you that you can maximize to produce results, to affect this world? Because God gives people talents, and if you don't use yours, you will underperform, and definitely you will not be productive. And when you're unproductive, you become dependent on people. And when you're dependent on people, you're not empowered. So empowerment frees you from dependency. And in Nigeria, there is a high level of dependency. The system has been created in such a way that the youths are highly dependent. There are very few youths in Nigeria that are really in money, whose money are clean and genuine because of the system. That's why most people these days don't believe that you can make clean money. They believe that for you to have good money, then you need to be part of a certain system, political class or group of people and all of that, doing some unfortunate things and terrible and horrible things that the man cannot speak because the environment is not enabling. But when an opportunity is given to such persons to live their own life, to think their own thoughts and do things for themselves, it creates an avenue to have a better society. The truth is that a hungry man cannot have a clear thought and a clear thinking. A man who still depends on people for survival is possibly not going to think clearly because these men that sponsor him or her will always end up being the ones to dictate what happens in their lives. And that's the situation of Nigeria. The situation of Nigeria is such that the political class, the people in power, the entrepreneurs, and the rest of them, those that are in charge of what happens in the country, have created a system that has kept the youth dependent. And as such, every 4 years, most of them come up with supposed empowerment campaigns, and once they put in their own person into office politically, then it's all over. And then these days, the companies, the entrepreneurs, the rest of them, they don't really care about training anybody again. You have to go and train yourself and come. If you can't train yourself and come, anything I offer you, you take it. It has become an abuse. So, but we're looking at a situation where we can create an avenue where these youths can be given the empowerment they need to live their best lives, so that they can fend for themselves, and as such they can think for themselves and decide for themselves what they really want. We believe that for Nigeria to really move from where it is today to where it's supposed to be, it starts with empowering the youth. It starts with giving youth the right mindset. It starts with helping youth discover who they are, and then we now talk about how to put money in their hands by helping them maximize that who they are. So until we begin to do this in Nigeria, until the youth have a place they can always run to get certain support and guidance, then this country will continue to be in a mess. So you must know yourself first. Then we're going to talk about how to monetize that yourself that you have found. So that when you have these things in place, then you can think for yourself and be independent. Now, so putting this way, what we want to really simply do at Transformational Empowerment Network is that we want to sensitize the youth on need to know. We need to create a high level of awareness in youth on things they should know about themselves. And then we want to help them build capacity. And then we want to financialize them and put money in their pocket. So if we want to summarize what we want to do at Transformational Empowerment Network, what we want to do is in 3 simple steps. We want to sensitize the youth, conscientize the youth, and financialize the youth. You ask me, how does this thing tally? Let me explain to you. A youth who is aware of himself is sensitized. The youth is aware of things that are going on and how the roles he needs to play to create a better society is a sensitized youth. And the youth that can fend for himself is conscientized, because when you can fend for yourself, you can think for yourself. So a conscientized fellow is someone that can think for himself. It's not somebody that the local government chairman thinks for. It's not somebody that the presidency thinks for. It's not somebody that his pastor or an imam thinks for. It's not the person that an influential figure, a musician that is influential, celebrity thinks for. It's a man that thinks for himself. That am I doing this thing because it is the right thing to do? Or am I doing it because somebody I'm sentimental about is asking me to do it? So we want to create youths who are sensitive, who are conscientious, and who are financialized. Because if you are sensitive, if you are conscientious, if you can think for yourself, and there is no money in your pocket, it will affect you. So we want to sensitize you, conscientize and financialize you, so that they can think for themselves, plan for themselves, and become the best they can be. The network can be defined as a group of people that are connected, whether in rural or urban areas, who are being given control over themselves in a positive manner, in order to positively affect their society and